Hey guys, and welcome to Image Photography. In today's video we're going to be talking about Carl Zeiss Sony Distagon 35mm f1.4. Oh my god, it has got so many names, I'm really confused. But there we go. So this is the lens. So when you're going to buy your lens, you're going to get a pouch, leather pouch, which is really nice. As well as the pouch, it comes with the rear cap lens, front cap, and you've got the hood as well. So technicality of this lens, once again, it is 35mm, it is 630 grams. It's not as heavy as I have, for example, 135mm f1.8 from G Master, which is like, it's really heavy. Where this one is not that heavy, 630 grams, 9 aperture blade, dust and moisture resistant. It has got the coating, the anti-glare coating, which works perfectly fine when we work in the sun, for instance, which I work quite a lot. Focal length obviously is 35mm, but the beauty of this lens is that it is f1.4. Your aperture is wide open, so you can get beautiful bokeh. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about some of my photos which I did with this lens. And who is this lens for? And right at the end of the video, I'll give you the summary of this lens. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to show you a few photos which I did with this lens, and then you see what this lens can do. I did the boudoir session, and as you can see, the photo looks very nice and very beautiful. This lens is not as sharp as, for example, 135mm f1.8, which is absolutely the beast. And if you want to know a bit more about 135mm f1.8 from G Master, have a look on my videos, and I've got the video for that lens, and it explains to you what this lens can do. Other than that, so let's jump back into this photo here, and as you can see, I've taken advantage of 1.4 aperture here, and the outside, as you can see, the trees, they're all blurred out and look really beautiful. And again, the subject looks pretty sharp, but it gives this little bit of smoothness as well, and a little bit of noise. So here's another photo from the same photo shoot. Again, look at the background. Background is amazingly blurred out. I shot this photo vertically, obviously, and as you can see, I've taken advantage of this 1.4, and look at my subject, looks really nice and beautiful. This lens, if you're working in the sunny environment, if there's a lot of sun, I'd suggest getting the ND filter. The ND filter size for this lens is 72mm, and I'm still thinking about getting ND filter, but I'm not really sure which one, because I don't want to end up buying the low quality one. So if you've got a suggestion, for instance, for myself, please leave the comments below and I'll check out your advice. But other than that, yeah, absolutely. For example, if you're shooting in the sunny environment, definitely ND filter for this lens. For example, in this photo here, I did the Photoshop in this photo, and I've used the gradient map, which did amazing job, but obviously ND filter would have been preferred in this photo session, but there we go. That's why we've got the Photoshop, right? So here, for instance, I'm using my little dog, and again, I used this lens vertically, and look at the background using f1.4, and look at details of this photo. It looks amazing. So that lens was able to give all these details to the sensor to be able to capture this beauty. And look at the video of which this lens did at my boudoir photo shoot. Look at them lights, look at this creamy bokeh, look at f1.4 doing such an amazing job. So if you are a videographer, if you're shooting indoors, absolutely lovely colors. If you're shooting outside, doing videography, don't forget about that ND filter, and with the ND filter you can just absolutely kill it. But other than that, amazing lens for the videography. If you're doing vlogging, as I do, absolutely choose this lens. This lens is amazing. It's quite expensive, but then you get the quality with it as well. So let's get back to a couple of final photos. Here again, bright day, did not have ND filter, used my flash. I used the high-speed sync in this composition as well, but because it was so bright, That was the best I could have done with this shot. But again, it looks amazing. Look at the background, look at the building, looks so nice and creamy. And my subject just looks there standing really beautiful and bold, and that a light highlights your curves and features. And my final photo here for you again. So why would you choose 35mm? Just because you'll be able to get the background and blur it out to the extent, of course. Look at this photo again. Again, as you can see, there is a castle behind, and looking at this beautiful model in a red dress, which is the main subject of this photo, looking absolutely beautiful. This lens is amazing for somebody who does landscape, who does portraits like myself. I do portraits in fashion. It's really fast lens. The focus on this lens works perfectly fine. It's obviously an E-mount lens, so if you've got the Sony E-mount camera, this lens is obviously gonna be working with your camera. And who else is this lens for? This lens is for somebody who does the videos. For instance, I shoot all my vlogs with this lens here. For example, like now I'm using 24-70, but most of the time I would use this lens. The reason why, because it gives me this 1.4 aperture, and it enables me to get all of my background at the back nice and blurry. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's worth buying this lens? Bear in mind it is 1,800 euros. You can obviously buy it second-hand, and there's also some speculation that you've got the bad copies of this lens, where if you get the bad copy, the photos become really nasty. I bought the second-hand lens. I made sure I've taken lots of photos and tested it, and I bought it from the photographer as well, who I trusted, and I've got a great copy, I believe so. Did you come across to the bad copy? And if you have, please comment below and let me know what exactly it does, because I've never seen the photos coming out from the bad copied lenses. Other than that, is this lens for you? I don't know. Do you do landscape? Do you do portrait? Is it worth for you paying extra money for taking advantage of f1.4, paying for the Distagon, paying for the Sony, paying for the Zeiss? I don't know. It's all up to you. But from my perspective, I absolutely adore this lens. It's an amazing go-to lens for me. So if I do videography or if I do simple portrait shoot. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking my videos, leaving the comments. It means a lot to me. It means that you guys are actually watching my videos. As for now, take care and have a great day. See you soon.